Hello, good evening. We are very happy to be here with you. It's after midnight, soon few minutes before 1 a.m. And I would like to read with you one verse from the book of Genesis and to see what or why it is not good for the man to be alone. But before we should read the verse, there's a beautiful, in a way, riddle or a puzzle that the sages are asking. In Genesis 2, we find that God is saying it's not good for the man to be alone, but in chapter 1, we find that male and female, he created them and he named them Adam. So to speak, there is a contradiction between the two verses. So what is really happening? Let's see what the book of Zohar is saying. V'chi levado hava, he asks, is it that the man was alone? V'harei katuv, and it is written, Zachar u'nekeva bera'am, male and female he created them. ולמדנו, and we learned, שאדם הראשון נברא דו פרצופים, meaning Adam הראשון was created androgynous, meaning two faces, male and female, glue in each other at their back. ואתה אומר, לא טוב היות האדם לבדו? It is not good for the man to be alone? There is a contradiction. I mean, Genesis 2, it is not good for the man to be alone, but in the previous chapter we read that they were created together. So, is he alone or they were created together? And if they were created together, now why is Adam alone? And he says here, Ela shelo hishtadel banukbe, that he did not make an effort in the feminine and he didn't have assistant against him. What does it mean against him? A friend, a helper in front of his face or parallel to his face. משום שהייתה בצידו, because the feminine was created at his side or at his back. So he cannot notice that there is really a feminine because it's like in the back. He cannot see what is happening in the back. והיו דבוקים יחד מאחוריהם, and they used to be glued to each other at the back. And then man was alone because he cannot play with someone at his back. He cannot speak to someone at his back because he doesn't have intimate relation with the back. אעשה לו עזר כנגדו. I shall make him assistant, a helper against him. מהו כנגדו? What is against him or parallel? And he answers, פירושו כנגד הפנים, against or parallel, the face, the inner. כדי שיתחברו זה בזה פנים בפנים, in order that they connect to each other face to face. מה עשה הקדוש ברוך הוא? What did the holy blessed he? ניסר אותו, he saw him. ולקח הנקבה ממנו, and took the feminine from him. זה שכתוב, ויקח אחת מצלעותיו, and he took one of his ribs. מהו אחת? What is one? הוא הנוקבה שלו, his feminine, meaning this is a concept. Man and one of his ribs, one. only one, is his feminine. כשם שאתה אומר, as you say, אחת היא יונתי תמתי. One, she is my dove, my innocence. This is a quotation from Song of Songs. ויביאיה אל האדם, and he brought her in front of האדם, the man, היינו, meaning, שהתקין אותה ככלה, that he restored her or built her like a bride. Please pay attention that we find the same verb like we found in Noach, התקין, correct, fix, build, התקין, from תיקון. Yes, why this verb is being used to fix, to correct. Please pay attention. Tav, Kuf, and Nun. Those are the three stem letters to correct, to build, to install, to improve that something will stand. Yes? Why is that so important? Because Tav, and they're always using those letters. Tav is 400, Kof is 100, and Nun is 50, and we have together 550. Tikkun. Tikkun, לתקן, to fix, to correct. Because the opposite, if we take those three letters and we write them in a different order, yeah? First Nun, then Tav, and then Kuf, this is a disconnection. Then attack, disconnection. Disconnection. Disconnection is like when something is breaking. לתקן, the same letters but in different order, to fix, correct, build, install, and so on. So whenever there is a disconnection, and this is the meaning also of the fact that Adam, not Adam but Zachar unekeva, male and female, were created, but they were connected in their back. Connected in the back, but basically disconnected because they cannot notice each other. So they were connected. They were created in a way, connected in the back, but disconnected in their face, in their inner. So there was a need to correct. And what was the correction? First, to sew, to separate, yes, this back-to-back relation. And then to bring the female in front of the man, corrected and complete. ויביאיה אל האדם, and he brought her in front of the man or of Adam, היינו, meaning שהתקין אותה ככלה, that he built, correct, improve, like there's a lot of preparation to prepare the bride for the groom. והביאה, and he brought her, שתהיה כנגד פניו, that she will be against his face or parallel to his face or in front of his face. מאירים פנים בפנים, that they both will illuminate to each other. Yes, because each one is a menorah, each one has 7 openings in his face, like the menorah, and they could illuminate face in face. ובעוד שהייתה הנוקבה מתדבקת בצידו, and while the feminine used to be glued into his side, or at his back, depends, היה האדם לבדו. Men used to be alone. ואחר כך עלו שניים, and afterwards two ascends, ונזדבקו, and were made or mated, וקמו שבע יחד, and seven stood up or woke up, meaning Cain with his twin, Cain with his sister twin, והבל עם בית תאומות, and Abel with two twins. הרי חמישה, therefore 5, because Cain and twin is 2, Hevel with two twins are 3, 2 plus 3 are 5. ואם אדם וחווה, plus אדם and Eve, הם 7, they are 7. This is the Zohar, but this is basically how the world is being created, because it's not so much about Adam and Eve, but about the spheres. And I would like to draw this for us. 1 second. Yes, I see there's writing here. Yes, netek, the meaning of netek. Yes, yes. Sometimes when we connect the headset, they say connected or disconnected. Yes, connection is there's recognition. They read the signal of each other. Yes, so let's see what is happening. Who is Adam and Eve? Then is it really its concept or here? They say two ascends and made, so this is Adam. Eve, Chava, Eve, and they ascend and mate, and the consequence is Cain plus twin, Cain ותאומתו, Cain plus twin, and we have 2, Abel plus 2 sisters, and then we have 3. So Adam and Eve are 2 plus Cain and twin are 4, plus Abel and 2 sisters, those are 7. And basically this is the story of 7 days of creation, because Adam, Eve, Cain twin and Abel and twin, this is the story of the 6 days of creation. When Adam is the essence, is the spirit, but Eve is the time, or Adam is the potential, and Eve, the experience, is in a way glue at his back as a potential, and there is a need to to liquid the potential. How can we liquid the potential of Adam? First, there is a need to separate at the back and to bring the time in front of Adam, or Eve in front of Adam. God bless you. So, the story tries to tell us that we supposed to live with the time, not ignore time, but to live in time. Because when we don't, when we are not present in time, it is considered to us that we are living alone, meaning in the thought. Yes, like checking out. Person lives in his thought. There is no relation to the world, to life, to time, to what is happening. And here in the Bible we see how already the text is telling us that there is a tendency, we have this tendency to live, to tell ourselves the story that we are living alone and nothing really makes any sense. And here comes the story and says, hey, everything is given to you, just liquid, just face it. Don't ignore, don't put things like shovel. We tend to shovel things at our back and to not to acknowledge that they exist, and then everything is frost and we're feeling alone and disconnected, and say no, everything is in front of you, just relate to it. Yes, and then we have life, we have creation, we have motion. Yes, nothing more lonely than a man lost in his thoughts. True. True. Men can disappear in the fog. Yes. Yes. Questions or thoughts regarding? Yes. Yes. Because in many texts we find the fact that Adam was created androgynous, and people usually translate it as meaning literally male and female, like Siamic twins, so to speak, and there's a need to make an operation. Yes, this is a very plastic image, but the thing is that part of ourselves is completely frost, and we don't acknowledge our ability, yes, to feel things and to participate in life. And when we when we live only with the thought, yes, like Adam here, and it is considered to us that we are living alone, because we're not fully present. When there's only thinking, only the thought, yes, is there, so there is no full presence, and there's a lot of judgment and a lot of suffering that comes from the fact that we are living only in the realm of thought, because the thought is an abstract, yes, dimension. It's like to live in, let's say, a cool box or so. There is like to live on ice. We can play. People can play in their heads for hours. They can write dialogues. They can run movies. Yes, but it's not real. Therefore, there is a need, yes, to, in a way, to enable us to live. There is a need for us to use everything what is also stored, so to speak, in the back, that we are not aware of this because we're just playing in our heads. So there is a need in a way, and here it says his feminine nupe, one rib, like 10%, to liquid it, and we are able to live in time and to acknowledge what there is, and a lot of happiness comes with it, because it's simple. Sometimes the worlds of thoughts, it can be interesting, but it also can be exhausting and cause a lot of suffering and unnecessary pain. So just liquiding 10% of it, and we have a full life. Yes, therefore the text says that he brought her in front of him, and he said, this is one. This time, this is hapa'am zot. This time, not the first time in his mind, but in reality, etzem me'atzamai. This is essence of my essence, basar mibsari, flesh of my flesh. Flesh in terms to flesh out, yes, express. This one shall be called Isha ki mi'ish lukacha. She will be called Isha from Ish, yes, Ish with hay, little fire, because she was taken from the great fire. Ish is a great fire. Ish, Aleph Shin with Yod, with a full portion, and she was taken from Ish. Yes, she was taken from the big fire, and she's little fire. Time, in a way, is like a little fire in relation to the potential of the soul. Yes, so time, in a way, is called woman, little fire, liquid fire. Yes, fire that we can use. It's a beautiful message for all of us. Yes, let's see the questions here. Why is there a need for correction? Why is there a need for correction? Because we are hiding in the thought. When we are hiding in our thoughts, there is disconnection. When we are living only in our thoughts, there is disconnection. This is nituk. Nituk is disconnection. When a person lives only in the thought, only, so to speak, in the electricity, in the fire of the thought, he is disconnected from the water of the heart. Yes? So we live only in the fire dimension. So both the problem and the solution is imaginary. Meaning by that, didn't quite understand. It is good for us to be present and just our thought. This is yes, it is good. I mean, just to live in the dimension of fire, and which is the dimension of thought. Well, it might be entertaining first, but it might burn us and disconnect us from life. Therefore, there is this story of sowing like 10% and liquidate, causing us living in time and noticing the beautiful relation between the thought, the potential, and the liquidity of potential in time. Then we have face-to-face relation. There's illumination. Yes, the potential and also what comes from the potential. And then we have beautiful relation of husband and wife when the husband is the thought and the wife is how the thought is reflected in time. Like the verses, and the Spirit of God is hovering above the face of the water. Hovering, yes? The thought has to hover, but not in a way to take the whole house. Otherwise it will be burned. Therefore there is a beautiful story in the Talmud why we should not keep the wheat in the attic. Yes? Wheat is wisdom, gold, and in the attic is very close. It can burn the house down. Yeah. So in our head there's constant marriage trouble. Yes. The husband always wants to be alone. Yes, the thought always wants to be alone. Yeah. The thought does not want to be connected to a deed, because deeds or actions are in time. Yes. So we say in German or in Yiddish, Oberchuchem, like great, wise or sage, in the potential, blah blah, speaks with thoughts, but never have concrete action in time or on the ground to establish something. Therefore, he speaks here about to correct, to fix the bride. What does it mean to fix the bride and to act in time, that things will stand? This is also what Noah made. In the previous text we were reading, Hitkin, how did he save the land from the curse of Adam? That he developed tools and via those tools he could improve the face of the land and the fruit that he could give, because before Noah and his tools, people used to sow wheat, but the land used to bring thorns, meaning something completely else. There is no connection between input and output. And Noah, in a way, repaired this connection between Adam and the land, Adam and Adamah, man and his wife. Therefore, Noah is called Isha Adamah. He is Ish, man, and Adamah is the Isha. Ish ve'isha, husband and wife. From our lives, when there's like two people are dating each other and they're friends, and at some point they discuss to live together, in most of the chances the initiation to live together will come from the girl or the feminine, and men, they don't really wish to share their lives with another. This is how nature is. They want to live alone, yes, in their thoughts. The initiation to build a house will come from the woman, from the wife. It is funny that social media is a world of lonely thoughts and opinions, no relation, and it makes people even more disconnected. Yes, yes, this is, yes, house, yes, yes, this is true. Just, yes, the thoughts and opinions, there's a lot of fire there, great fire, but no deed, no relation. There is no acknowledgement, there is no turning to someone. Yes. Therefore, he speaks here about to acknowledge, and he says a very beautiful word that I also ask myself, lo ishtadel. There is here, lo tov heyot ha'adam levado. It is not good for man to be alone. הוא משיב, and he answers, אלא שלא ישתדל בנוקבה. There is, people are not trying to make an effort in relationship. Yes, they're just shooting ideas, like in social media and opinions. People are not trying to turn to another person, to turn and to anchor, yes, the thoughts or system of beliefs in deeds. We say the proof is in the pudding. If we believe in something, we are doing it. If we believe in learning and conversing and turning, so there is like sessions here online and Discord conversation. But, and in a way, the belief is anchored in our deeds or in the deeds. But when there's thoughts is shooting to certain direction and there is no deed, and the world in a way is being destroyed, only thoughts and only opinions and only, how do you say, social media without turning, this is how the world is being destroyed. This is the fast recipe and the secure recipe to destroy the world. Yes, just big ideas, fires, no anchor, deeds, no turning to each other. Yes, so this is considered, it is not good for man to be alone, for the thought to be alone. It's a beautiful text, because everything exists, but there is no turning, because the thought thinks she is better. Yes, the thought in our mind is convinced that she is better. And this is it brings us to the fourth day of creation, in which the illuminators were created, and they had the same height, and immediately the moon had complained in front of the holy blessed he. How can it be the two kings, meaning the sun and the moon, will use one crown? She did not agree. Therefore, the holy blessed he told the moon, go and decrease yourself. And she decreased herself, and she became the moon, the lesser light. Yes, and yes, the moon is the thought. The moon is the thought. Yes. Yes, the moon. How do you say? How can we say that? Lunar year is 355 days, as the value of machshava, thought in Hebrew. Yes. So the Holy Blessed He told her, go and minimize yourself. She doesn't want to share the human thought. She doesn't want to share the crown with the soul. The soul is the sun. Two kings will use one crown. Can I share? yes, centered. It should not over. Again, I don't see because the text is hidden by avatars. It should not over. I cannot read because there's like avatars on the text at the moment, so the question is not clear. But overpower the heart. Yes, now I can see. Yes. It should not overpower the heart of the sun, the heart of the soul. Yes. The thoughts should not overpower or darken. Yes, the heart or the sun, the soul. Yes. Because also Pharaoh, please pay attention, Pharaoh, Paro, is also 355. And there's a claiming, Pharaoh claims that everything belongs to him. And everybody is subdued or is enslaving for Pharaoh, for the thought, for the man's thought. Man's thought is Pharaoh. Yes. And Pharaoh does not want people to be free. Doesn't want people will have the sense of the soul in them. Yes. Therefore, the first wife of Adam is called what? Lilith, night. Yes, Lilith, Laila. Yes, the moon. Yes, and the second one is Eve. Like Jacob was first married to Leah. Leah also has the same sound like Laila, but Leah is the same letters as Ohel, is something, space which is hidden. Yes. And Jacob first married to Leah and then to Rachel. First married to the night and then to the day. So what did we learn today? That our thought or our thoughts should not overpower the heart, yes, or the sense of the soul. Because the tendency, this is how we are built. It's not something that we're doing in purpose or in intention. We don't do this because we wish to do this or we choose to do this. This is how the thought is built or instructed in us. Yes, I heard just a little conversation today that some people are environmentalist, and a woman called and talked to a friend, and she said that she bought 2 plastic bags, and she went home and she's bothered because she bought 2 plastic bags, and what will happen now to the oceans and what will happen to the animals, and she could not sleep for a couple of days. She made a great sin. Now she will harm all the harmonious relation in nature. She was terrified from 2 bags of nylon or plastic. And until she did not speak to a friend, she could not relax until she met another heart. Another person was talking to her and she got relaxed a bit. She was terrified. She was possessed by her thought about those 2 plastic bags. And all of us in certain kind of a degree, we are, the thought is taking over. Yes? Therefore, we meet, we converse with friends. Yes, that not to let the thought take over too much. This is why Psalm says, pour is water your heart. Shifri kamaim liber. Yes, that the water also have, the water is in the center and in the heart. It is good that there is a thought, but not to take over. Just as a spark, the thought is good as what? As a starter. We take the car keys and we put them in the switch and then we turn. And then we have a starter or startup. This is good as a spark. Yes, but don't let the fire burn the field. Just as a starter. So this was our little conversation after midnight. And I would like to greet you with a very good Friday to come and beautiful weekend and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for your participation today.